Happy Tuesday, everyone. A massive hello and a big virtual hug to all my Sunflower Hour family. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and spending your night with us. If you are brand new to the show, welcome. We're so happy to have you here. And make sure, if you haven't done it already, to make sure you hit that like button, that follow button, so that you stay up to date on all the exciting things that we have happening, because I promise you, you do not want to miss an episode. We'll make it real easy for you. Make sure you turn those notifications on so that you always know when we are about to go live. And by the way, if you love the show as much as we do, if you're having as much fun as we are over here behind the scenes, then you can check out all of the past episodes on our YouTube channel. Head over to YouTube and find us at ALS United Shy. ALS United Shy. Now, if I had my trusty sidekick, Sam, my literal other half, the show's producer extraordinaire, she would be so awesome and she'd throw that up in the comment section, but I'm running solo today. So you won't get all the updates as normal. I will try my very, very best to get them to you. But just know that if you don't get something and I'm a little bit slow on those comment sections, it's just because I'm missing my other half. I love that people are already jumping in. Hello to Mizantes. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm so excited to have you here tonight. Everybody else tuning in, make sure you jump into that comment section. Let us know where you're tuning in from and how your day's going so far. Now, you guys know one of my favorite things to do here is keep you up to date on all the really exciting things that the ALS United has to offer, because there's always something. There's always something special cooking. And November, December, January, February, there's so much coming your way. And don't you worry, I'll tell you all about it. So First Look for Charity, that is around the corner, coming up on February 7th. You guys, that is, you've heard me talk about it on the show before. If you are new here and you don't know what that is basically a night of glamour, a night of excitement at the Chicago Auto Show. But what makes this so unique is that you get to go and view the Chicago Auto Show before the general public. You get to be one of the first people in there. You get to touch all the cars. You get to sit in all of the cars. You get this incredible experience without the crowds. It is so amazing. You can get all dressed up. A lot of people come in their formal wear. You get to taste food from all over the city of Chicago. There are drinks and there are so many cool experiences to be had at the Chicago Auto Show. And by coming to First Look for Charity, again, on February 7th, you get first access to that, and a portion of the tickets go to ALS United. So not only do you get a really great experience in a night out on the city, but you get that while also helping all of those battling ALS. So mark your calendars. There are still some tickets available, so check that out. You can find that information on our website. I will put that up in the comment section before the show is over, but it is alsunitedchicago.org. You can head over there and get all the info, and there's also even an awesome suite that you guys get to take part in with all kinds of goodies in there. So check that out. If you tuned into the last episode, you heard some incredible updates on the Chicago Marathon. You've even met some of our amazing Team ALS runners throughout the year. They have done a phenomenal job. Now, the marathon just happened last month in October, and it was a record-setting year for us. We had the most runners of any charity. I want to say it was over 250, and if Sam was here, she'd correct me, but we had a decent amount. It was absolutely huge. We raised so much money in the fight to end ALS, and that's all because of you guys and our incredible team. Well, we are gearing up for next year already. I know that's so crazy to think about, but we're already getting ready for next October's Bank of America Chicago Marathon. The bibs were released earlier this week, and I am so excited to say that we have already got 125 runners committed. 125 bibs are already spoken for. So do not wait. If you are interested in joining Team ALS and running the Chicago Marathon, now is the time. You can do so to help all of those battling ALS. You can help us provide free services, free equipment, free support groups to those in this battle. And you can do that by running, getting an amazing medal, and having the experience of a lifetime. Same thing, check out the website, alsunitedchicago.org. It will have all of that information. And if you are interested in seriously thinking about this, if you sign up before November 21st, so just a couple more days, you get a discounted charity rate. So that charity amount that you do have to raise for your bib will be lower if you sign up before the 21st. So check that information out. We would love to have you join Team ALS. And finally, guys, Giving Tuesday is also just around the corner. We are going to blink and it's going to be December. On December 3rd, it is Giving Tuesday. So just keep ALS United in your minds if you feel like you want to donate, if you want to spend your Giving Tuesday by giving to a cause that is going to do some serious help to those in need and those battling ALS. Please think about us. If you are interested in donating, also check out the website ALSUnitedChicago.org for all that information. And you can always reach out to me. You can find us everywhere on social media. And we always give you guys our email addresses because we love talking with you. You can reach out to us at any time. My email is just season@alsunitedchicago.org. So any questions, you can find us everywhere. We are so happy to help. And again, thank you guys. Thank you for listening to all of that. I know I throw a lot at you, but I'm just so excited. I get so excited about all of these really cool things happening. So thanks for bearing with me. Oh, it looks like it is someone's birthday in the house tonight. Let's throw a big happy birthday out to Mr. Mazzanti. Thank you for spending your birthday with us. That's pretty extra special. And Mr. Mazzanti, I have an incredible present for you. That is tonight's guest. You're going to absolutely love him. Tonight's guest is a civil engineer who followed the footsteps of many of his family members by spending most of his career in highway construction, which just sounds super cool to me. So there's a pretty good chance that he's played a part in some of the very highways that we are driving on today, which is absolutely incredible. And Doug has always had a strong passion for health, wellness, and fitness. Staying active and in top shape was always a priority and a way of life for this loving father and grandfather, which is why it came as a complete shock when he noticed the loss of strength in his left arm. Now, despite symptoms beginning back in 2017, Doug was diagnosed with ALS until 2020. It took that long. Now, diagnosis that we all know the outcome of. Throughout the heaviness of this diagnosis, Doug continued to find strength through his family and his faith. It's continued to carry him through the very darkest of times and continues to lift him up through the very best of times. So here to share his story and continue living his purpose, please welcome the inspiration behind Paws Patrol Walk Team, the wonderful father and grandfather, Doug Jury. Hey, Doug. Welcome to this party.
Thank you. We made it.
We made it. Yes, we made it. You guys, you had no idea what was happening behind the scenes before, but it was getting a little sketchy. We couldn't get the volume right. You could either hear me or hear him, but not both of us. So down to the wire, we weren't sure if the show was going to happen, but as fate would have it, here we are. So welcome, Doug. I'm so excited that you are here tonight. I can't believe it's been so long and I haven't got to meet you yet. So I'm really glad that this show has brought us together.
Yeah, me too.
It's awesome.
One correction.
Yeah.
I'm not a civil engineer.
Oh.
I worked for a civil engineering company.
Ah, well, look at me. I was just shooting you up there. Don't you worry.
But thanks. I appreciate that.
You are so welcome. I just decided, you know what? You worked there long enough. You probably can do all the things. So you are. Yeah.
It's like I got the
degree. It's like exactly. It's like all those famous celebrities who just get those honorary college degrees. No, that's you. Yeah. You know all the things. Oh, I love it. Okay. Well, thank you for correcting that for us. Cause I truly didn't know that. So I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. I just didn't want to get harassed by the engineers. So
it's okay. You just tell them Seasons at Zoe and it's all good.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, you, my friend, you are a proud husband of 47 years. So that in itself deserves a massive round of applause. 47 years for you and your beautiful wife. Do you remember the first time that you saw or you met her?
Yes, it was in
Yeah.
junior high in the classroom, and she sat in front of me, and
Was that it? Did you
the
just
te-
know that's it?
the
That's the
teacher
one?
often the teacher often went like this, telling her to turn around because she kept turning around talking to me. So that's where it started. Yes,
That's where it started. I love it.
and we
47 years later.
you know, went to high school together and got married a year out of high school.
That's so sweet. Best decision of your life?
Yes, she's in the other room. Come on.
Smart. Smart answer. Absolutely smart answer. Is she watching the show though?
I think so. It's either that or a Hallmark movie. I don't know which one, but
You know what? Fair enough. We
yeah.
can't compete against that. I understand. Especially the Hallmark Christmas movies. I get
Oh
it.
yeah.
We've already lost her. That's really cute. Well, any lessons that you maybe have for those of us that aren't even close to that, haven't got married yet, but when the time comes, I would love to be able to say I made it 47 years. So, any important lessons that you've learned over that time?
Yeah. Just put I just put her above myself, um, and that goes both ways. Uh, and of course, my faith was a big part of that. Um,
Mm.
we both followed that same faith, um, and obeying her. That's one of the big.
Oh, I feel like that's
I
a
told her
very
I
God.
told her I
Yeah,
was going to say that today, so that that's what keeps us together.
fair enough. I feel like that's the best guy response to that.
Yeah,
Just keep her happy. Just do what she
yeah.
says, and it's
I
a
do what
peaceful
she tells
life.
me. Yeah, yeah.
Do you, or are you just saying that because you're on camera and she's close by?
Most of the time, yes, most of the time.
fair, fair enough. Fair enough. My dad would say the same thing. He would absolutely say the same thing. Now, is it true? Not all the time, but he would say it. He would say it. Well, for those that have maybe stumbled upon the show without knowing what ALS is or how it really impacts those battling it, can you share some of the things that, because we, at the end of the day, okay, let's be serious. For those that are new to this, ALS sucks. ALS is a disease that eats away at your motor neurons, and it eventually leaves you completely paralyzed. And there is absolutely no cure. This will take your life. And not only will it take your life, but on the journey to taking your life, it takes a whole lot of other things away from you. So, can you share some of the things that ALS has taken?
Well, like you mentioned, I was always a health nut. Um,
Mm.
Exercised, ran, exercised, lifted weights, um, did the CrossFit thing when that came in, um, and of course, like you mentioned, that's when I noticed it had started, and it, it it's taken away all of my upper body strength. Um, it's it's not easy to even lift up a cup of water and drink it. So it's taking that away mostly. I'm one of the fortunate ones. Um, I'm 4 years in, and I'm still walking and talking and breathing and able to eat normally. Um, so my progression is slow, um, which is a good thing. Um, but at the same time, you're just
Yeah.
you have that that anxiety. Is this
Okay.
the day? You know, is
Yeah.
this? And my right arm was where it started, and my left arm is started, and it's progressing much faster than the left arm. Um, so it's just that it takes that away. Uh, Everything physical, it takes it away. Um, and like you mentioned, there's no cure. There's some treatments, but that it might add a month or two to your life, and so you really don't know if it's doing any good or not. Um, but for me, that's what's mostly been taken away so far.
Yeah. I remember being on the phone with you though, and I don't know, it was getting me a little bit choked up because you were talking about your grandpa. You have beautiful children, you've got beautiful grandbabies, and you were just saying you can't throw a football with your grandson. You can't go and
Yeah,
you can't pick up your granddaughter the way you used
yeah,
to. It's taking those things that I think a lot of people, we take that kind of stuff for granted.
oh
We
yeah,
don't even
yeah,
think twice about the ability to get to do those things, and we forget that not everybody has this now.
yeah, yeah, and that's and you know you don't expect anybody to not pick up
Yeah.
your grandchildren or not go throw the football, you know, but I have to watch it, and that's what's that also just really gets to you, uh, having to watch that. Um, but at the same time, it's a joy to watch them. It's a joy
Yeah.
to watch my kids, play with their kids and my grandkids play and throw the ball around. You know, it's
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
that brings me joy. Uh,
Mm. You found a new normal, as we like to say. You found a sort of a new groove in your life.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Even handyman, you were telling me you're the Mr. Fix It. You're the
yes.
guy in the family that does all of those things. So same thing. Was it a hard pill to swallow when that day came that you can
Um,
no longer
yes,
do
it's
those things?
very difficult. I still do a little bit here and there, but anything that requires me to take a screw gun and lift it up and swing a hammer or anything, it's just not there. And yes, that's frustrating.
Yeah.
But so I've had to find my new place there, and that I'm the
Mhm.
instructor, and so I'm teaching, you know,
Cool.
teaching my kids, my grandkids how to do those things, and I do have a lot of good friends and family members that
Okay.
come over and help me to do whatever I can't do. So I'm very
Ah,
blessed in that way.
I love that. Well, I mean, we've seen the things that it's taken away, and I can imagine that you and your wife had some big plans because you're still young. We were talking about it before the show. You're still young. You look so incredibly young. I'm sure you guys had all kinds of amazing plans for retirement and just what you were going to do in life, and none of those plans, I'm sure, included ALS. But
Nope.
here we
Nope.
are. Yeah, here we are in this sort of new reality that you're facing. ALS is now a part of your story. How has it changed your life and your family's life? We've heard about some of these things that you can't do with your family anymore, but are there other ways that ALS has changed the dynamic and the way you go about life now?
Well, my plans were to even get more freakish about exercising and running and talked about. I don't know that I would ever do a marathon, but um, just talked about doing those kinds of things, and uh, that that was taken away. Um, traveling is, you got to think about those things. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
lugging stuff through the airport, and um, you get on an airplane, and I can't put something up into the overhead bin. It's just you got to think twice about it, and we still do it. We've still traveled. Um, just recently went to Florida, but those are those are things that you know we had planned to do. Um, so
Mm.
it's not completely taken away yet, but the further the disease progresses, the harder, the more difficult those things will be.
I don't know if you ever have met Scott through any of the events, but Scott is one of our warriors. He is battling ALS right now as well. He's been on the show. We love you so much. So Scoots, he said he will do anything just to walk normally for just one day again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Stinks.
And it does. And, that's why I can't complain too much. My progression's slow and I'm still walking. I'm still talking. I'm still doing a lot of things that most people living with ALS can't do.
Well, okay, so on all of these things, because we're talking about all of the things that it is taking away from you, and we know that list is literally going to get longer. I mean, it breaks my heart because we have a lot of people that come on the show, and they have this common feeling of fear because every day that they wake up, they find something new that they can't do, and it's kind of like, okay, what's going to be taken away from me today? So we know that ALS takes so very much, but it can also bring some really special moments. And I know that sounds absolutely insane to say, but it does. And I'm always so impressed and inspired by the stories and the gratitude of those that I meet with ALS that have this strength and this hope and that can see the beauty in this absolutely horrible disease. So, what, with all the things ALS has taken away from you, what has it given you?
It's, I don't know if you'd say given, but it's forced me to look at things closer and pay closer attention to my kids and my grandkids. And if I was who I was, I would be more active, and I'm not sure that I would be catching those things, watching them as much. Sitting on the sidelines, kind of, sort of, I get to watch, and it's caused me to do that more. Pay attention to those little things. And I can see, they see me struggling. That's one thing that just, just really gets me. They see me struggling, and they just rush over and help me, help me pour a glass of water, help me take a lid off of something, help me, they're always watching, and it's just, I love it. It just, that's one of the good things that comes from it.
I love that.
It's made me more aware of the little things.
Okay. And priority shift too, I feel like, right? It's like you said, it makes things seem so different. Little things don't matter anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It certainly changes your priorities.
Yeah. Okay, so health and wellness. I love this. And I love that you claim that you're a nut. So I can't even imagine what more of that would be like. I love that you have this insane passion for it. It's always been a part of your life. How do you incorporate that into your life now with ALS? And how have you been able to use that to keep sort of a healthy mindset through all of this?
That's definitely become a challenge, simply because my exercising was part of mental health. They claim that's connected, and it is. It just it was part of my mental health, and I don't have that anymore. So I guess I have to rely on others for one thing. I kind of been living my life through my son, my son-in-law have taken up my role as fitness freaks, and they, in fact, the first walk, my son-in-law did I think I'm using the right term, a CrossFit workout called the Dougie, and invited everybody to come and do it with them. And they do that on the day of the walk every year now. And invite people to donate. Uh, so it's part of our ALS walk. It's a CrossFit workout called the Dougie, and so I've kind of been living my life through them because they've taken that up uh, as part of their lifestyle, and uh, I love it. I love to watch them and see their progress, and so I guess that's how I've
Mm,
dealt with that part of it. Um, Obviously, my faith has been a big part of that also. Um, I've had to learn that I am not what I can do. Uh, Doug Jury isn't just what he can do physically.
yeah,
Um, so I've had to learn to change that. Uh,
mm,
I've learned to live with that.
mhm,
I'm still Doug. I'm still
yeah,
Pa. I'm still Dad. Um, and that's the role that I obviously have to emphasize now. And you know, I can still enjoy that physicalness through that
mhm,
physical part through my son and my son-in-law, and but I've learned to live with that. It's difficult. Trust me,
yeah,
it's difficult.
yeah,
Um, you know, I, I look at myself and the muscle mass just disappears, and
mm,
that's as somebody who's into fitness, that's just very difficult to take. Um, but I have a lot of people around me that just disappears. Just their love and support of me. Uh, that's that's how I can deal with that loss.
yeah.
And of course, I
Is
know I know that one day I I will have a new body, uh, and that's an assurance that I have, that I truly believe in. And I I can't run anymore, but I will run through those gates one day.
absolutely. Boy, is that that family that the faith you were talking about? How does that get you through in those dark moments? I mean, is your family when things do get tough? And I know it's not. We laugh a lot on the show here. We talk a lot about how this can bring some good things into your life and how great can come from this horrible tragedy. But when it does get hard, what what gets you through those moments?
Well, I mean, obviously, my wife is number one. She's my caregiver, um, and she is always there. And I could almost say it's harder for her than it is for me because she sees my frustration, and uh, when I am trying to fix something and it doesn't go right, she has to duck when the screwdriver flies by her because I get angry and frustrated, um, and she sees that, and she's the one that's there, uh, loving me, supporting me, um, and obviously music is a huge part of
Yeah,
that also. Um, Music can pull me out of that depression, I guess, if we want to call it. Um, when I get down, uh, music um, obviously is probably a big part of that, um,
okay,
and my faith. Um,
yeah.
he calms me down. He brings me joy, and he does that through the music, through my
Yeah.
family, through my wife. So
The perfect trifecta right there.
yeah,
Seriously.
yeah.
Uh, well, I know that you and I would be great friends because you had told me that when we were talking about how much music means to you. And I mean, hands down, that I've always said that. If anybody wants to torture me, if anyone wants to just really get under my skin, it's not snakes, it's not spiders, it's not confined spaces in the dark, it's taking away music. You take away music from me, and that is my version of torture. So you and I, peas in a pod. I love that.
Yeah.
Any favorite? So you were saying how music, because it is so powerful. It really can. It takes you back to special moments. I still hear certain songs, and I remember exactly where I was when that came out, what I was wearing, what I was doing. Music is so powerful, and it can bring you out of those tough moments. So, anything right now that is on the top of your playlist that's been sort of your go-to inspirational song or your pump-up song?
Well, I mean, there's anybody would anybody in my family would go one song because,
Fair enough.
um, but uh, I have a couple. Obviously, I think I mentioned Andy Grammer's song, "Don't Give Up." Um, that's kind of our theme song for Paws Patrol, and
Love it.
that one will pick me up. And probably my number one is uh, by Brandon Lake, and it's
Mm,
"Fear Is Not My Future." Um, Sickness is not my story. Fear is not my future is the name of the song. But that's my go-to. Uh, it usually pulls me out of that
yeah.
down part of ALS, and it's only a part of my story.
Mm,
You know, I've got a lot of chapters before ALS, and uh, you know, I'll have a lot of
100%.
chapters during. ALS might be my final chapter, but um, it's not my story.
Mm,
You know, uh,
100%.
sure, it's part of my story. Obviously,
Mhm,
it's
mhm.
here. I'm going through it. Um,
Yeah.
I've journaled quite a bit. Uh,
Really?
just from not every day, but quite a bit. I just jot down thoughts and things that I went through that day, um,
Okay.
and I kind of work that into my devotion time, quiet time, whatever you want to call it, and that usually gets me through the day. Um,
Okay. Do you feel a difference on the days that maybe you don't have time or you don't journal? Do you feel a difference?
yes, there's days like that, but because I'm so close to my family,
Okay.
both, you know, kind of
Mhm,
emotionally, spiritually, loving, but also in proximity. Um,
mhm,
my family's, a couple blocks away, 10 minutes away. I
yeah.
do have a daughter that lives in Chicago, which, you know, that's
Yeah.
that's
It
tough.
feels like the other side of the
That's
world,
tough.
right?
Yes.
When
Yeah.
you're in the
Yeah.
suburbs and
Yeah.
Chicago feels like the other side of the world.
It's just a couple hours away, but it just, it's like,
Just feels forever.
but yeah.
I get
Um,
it.
but it's close, it's close enough.
Yeah.
We get to see them not as often as we'd like, but uh, they're so close, and they're all around me. And with all the grandkids, we keep pretty busy. So
Mhm.
uh, it's it's not always. I don't always have time to get down about ALS because uh, we're busy with them. And gosh, I wouldn't trade it for the world. It's
I love
it's
that.
what keeps me going.
I love that. Yeah, I started a gratitude journal, and I notice if I don't do it, if something comes up and I don't do it, I find myself missing. I mean, I'm so thankful anyway, but yeah, something about writing things down. It just really takes it to another level, which is incredible. Look at the comments are rolling in now, you guys. I absolutely love this. Keep them coming. Doug Jury, you are brave. Yeah, I second that. He absolutely is. Doug Jury, you are amazing. Ditto, ditto. Dumana is chiming in. We love you.
She even said that to my wife.
Aw, I
I
love
love her
that.
too.
Shout out to
Your
your wife
mother.
if she's watching. Dude, Elsa's going. I like it. Good job, Jumana. Of course, she loves you too. We don't want to forget about you,
Yeah,
Dad.
man, we love
uh,
her. She's great.
and it looks like Peggy too. Peggy loves you and your wife. I second that, you guys. They're absolutely fantastic.
They are. Peggy is
I
great.
love this. I hope you are feeling all this love channeling in your direction.
Don't know what we do without them.
Oh, for real. Well, you had mentioned as you were talking about your purpose. And I mean, when I was introing you, that was something that stuck with me too when you and I talked that, like you said, this is not the story. I loved that. This is just a chapter in your story that ALS does not define you. You still have this purpose. So, what is your purpose?
Well, number one, to reflect God in everything I do, serve Him, uh,
Mm-hmm.
follow Him. Uh, it's my main purpose, and by
Mm-hmm.
that's another reason that when I look at this disease, it's given me a great it's giving me a great opportunity to do that
Yeah.
more than if I was busy doing stuff physically, you know. Um,
Yeah.
sure, I can bring Him glory in anything I do, and I can glorify Him in any construction project that I work on, or you
Yeah.
know, keeping myself in great physical shape. But uh, I've I've had to change that. Obviously, I can't do those things anymore, um, and that's that's part of my purpose,
Yeah.
is to encourage people. And I love the support groups that we have. Um, it's it's just so great to get together with your people, you
Yeah.
know, people that
Yeah.
are
Your
going through
people.
exactly what you're going through. And the, it every time we meet together, we're laughing together. We're, you know, poking fun of one another. We're having a good time. And gosh, we need that so much.
Yeah.
You know, you go through that. I wish we could do it more. You know, it's monthly, so you're going through that whole month, and uh, you know, you have a lot of ups and downs. Uh, and but I love the support group, and you know, that's part of my purpose too, is to
Yeah.
support those people that are going through the same thing I'm going through.
Do you miss it? Do you find yourself, oh, now I've got to wait a month till the next one? Are you anticipating and
Oh,
looking forward to this?
yeah, I wish they were more often. Yes, we just recently had a get together. We had to cancel our walk in Northern Illinois this year, and so
Yeah.
we had to get together um, right here in town where I'm at, and it was at the city hall. Um, my brother is the mayor, and we were at City Hall, which used to be the junior high, where my wife and I went together.
So
So
cool.
uh, we had and I got to meet some new people that had ALS, and uh, that I that was a great time. I I would love to do that more often.
Yeah.
Get together. Zoom is great, just because it's difficult for some people with ALS to, you know,
Yeah.
to get somewhere and meet together. And but I love it. I love getting together with them, and we had a great time. It was really good.
I love that. Well, Jumana, we know Jumana and Peggy are watching the show. So you heard it here,
I
guys.
know,
Doug wants
that's why I
more.
said that. Yeah, that was that's where that comment was pointed at. But those
Taking up
two,
the chain. We know
yeah,
people. We will try to make this happen, Doug. We know the right people. I love this. You can join other groups, you know. We have one
I did not
every
know that.
week, different audiences, but all great.
Oh, okay. Same thing. Go to their Zoom meetings, probably. Okay.
Every
I
week.
didn't know that.
Every ah, look at this. We're bringing people
There you
together.
go.
We're
Yeah.
we're showing you all kinds of things. Yeah, see, ask and you are given. You want more, Doug? We are giving you more. Thank you, Jumana. Oh, I love this. Your family is tuning in. Let's see. Oh, this is Aubrey and Carson. We love you, Pa. Who's that? Is that
Love you
your
guys.
kids? Kids,
Grandkids.
grandkids?
Grandkids.
Grandkids. Oh, look at, I love this. The family has showed up for this.
Oh,
We love you, Doug.
yes.
Love Kelly, Logan, and Greg. Uh,
Yeah. My
Aubrey,
brother
Carson,
Greg.
Kelly, Logan, Greg. Shout out to all of you. You have an amazing dad and Pa, and thank you for sharing him with us tonight. And thanks for tuning in. I love this. Oh, and Madison, you too. You're joining the party. Aw, she
Number
loves
one
you
granddaughter. She was the first one.
too. Really?
Yeah.
So sweet. So, so sweet. I love seeing this family connection. And I love that you guys are tuning in and supporting him. Like I said, thank you for sharing, letting me borrow him for the night. That is so cool. I can see how you've got such a great support system here. Very, very cool. Very cool. Um, I want to dive more into the support group things, but um, first, we talked about God, we talked about music, we talked about your amazing family. You've got so many great things that are keeping you going, that are keeping you motivated. And I love too when you were talking about your purpose. I do want to throw this out because you didn't mention it and it deserves to be mentioned. You wanted to be an example. And I remember I was even writing notes when you were saying this because I just love this beautiful thing you said to me. It's the most incredible quote when it comes to sort of your purpose. You wanted to be an example. You wanted to show people how to deal with pain. I think that is beautiful when crappy things happen, when life doesn't totally go according to plan and it throws you all kinds of curveballs. You have been an incredible example of how you can deal with that. And then, even more so, when things get real hard, how you deal with that. I thought it is so beautiful. And you sharing your story is helping shine a light on all of this. So I think
how
that's
to
really incredible.
suffer well. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, I literally wrote that, how to suffer well. I think that's crazy. I mean, it sounds crazy, but you are a perfect example of how to do that with still, I think, a smile on your face and just love in your heart. And that's incredible. I don't know that
And
most people could handle
I
that.
say that, I say that, but I don't have to look very far to see somebody who is much worse. Um, I
Yeah.
was, I was in my 60s, you know,
Yeah.
this disease hits people in their 20s, 30s, 40s.
Yeah.
I just can't even begin to imagine. Those people are amazing.
And I think this is another really great moment to be able to remind people that are watching, this is why we do this. This is why we have this show. This is why we have these conversations and share these stories. And this is why ALS United is here, because we don't want this. We shouldn't be, you're not supposed to lose the ability to throw a football with your grandson or to pick up your granddaughter. Or, we had a teenager, a 17-year-old young man who just, his dream was to be a mechanic and he couldn't do it. He didn't get to grow up to be a mechanic because he lost the ability to use his hands. Like this is not okay. And these are not things that should be happening. And that's why we are here to do everything we can to stop this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bring awareness.
absolutely. And you are such a, yeah,
And the reason
absolutely.
we walk and the reason we advocate and raise funding for research,
Hmm.
we need it. We need a cure.
Yeah. We need to hear. And speaking of that, that's a beautiful segue. You teed me up beautifully because you not only do you serve as an inspiration through being able to share your story and being really open about what you're going through to help bring awareness to this, but you inspired the creation of the Walk ALS Pause Patrol team. So let's talk about this because you started this 4 years ago. And yeah, 4 years later, you're still here. You guys are still going strong, still walking. So tell us about Pause Patrol.
I, with all the grandkids and my daughter's youngest ones, um, they obviously, everybody watches Paws Patrol, and that's kind of how that name came about. And so we just took off from that, and it's just gotten bigger every year. Um, my family, just can't thank my family enough, and my friends that come out and support us every year in this walk, um, and help us to raise the funds for the research. Um, and we make a we make an event out of it. We usually do our own walk. Um, Kind of started out that way, because of COVID, kind of a thing that they were doing the mini walks, um, and so we still do them. We still do our own every year, um, and then they have the Northern Illinois walk, and we also go to that one. Um, so uh, it's just gotten bigger every year, and this year, uh, a young man that he's a friend of my son-in-law's, and um, he's my hands and feet these days. He's got every tool imaginable, and he comes to my rescue and fixes things. And he got banners made and placards for the cars and the golf carts, and T-shirts. My daughter helped get T-shirts with Paws Patrol, and it was, yeah. There's the picture that. That's my family. I think there's only one missing out of that group, but yeah, uh, yeah. Nick just did a great job, and they surprised me. I didn't know anything about it. They surprised me at the walk that day, and it was awesome. But they're just there for me. I don't know what I'd do without them.
That's a good looking family. Those are some good genetics. You guys look fantastic in those shirts. Absolutely fantastic. And while we've got the family up there, let's have them chiming in a little bit more. Ryan, Hannah, Ellie, and Rowan are tuning in also. They love you so much, and they're proud of you.
That's the creators of the Paw Patrol right there.
Amazing.
They're the little ones in that picture.
Oh, I love it.
And
Such a big,
be a new
gorgeous. One. Really? Another grandbaby?
Yeah. On the way in January.
Is this 9? Is this 9? 8?
It would be 9. Yeah.
I love it. Lucky number 9. Fantastic. Absolutely. You know what, Jemana? You are totally right. That is a beautiful, beautiful family. I agree with you. And I also agree with you too. This is a great show. I'm glad you're feeling it too. Thank you for reminding us that. 100%. Oh, well, okay. So I love this. I love that. First of all, I just love the walk anyway, but I really love when families come together because it is such a family event. And I don't think that people really understand how much fun the walk is. Sometimes I think when you think of a charity walk, I don't know, you just don't understand what an event this is, and it's so much fun. So is there anything particular that you look forward to? I mean, what's your favorite part of Walk ALS?
Well, I think it's just the joining together for that cause. It's because there's those days where you just think you're going through this by yourself, and that walk, that walk just makes you realize how many people are holding you up and supporting you. And my family, family and friends have just done that all the time. That's my favorite part, is just to see everybody get together and enjoy it. You know,
Yeah.
have fun for this cause.
Yeah.
And well, even this year, you know, just to show you how much their determination. Ours got canceled. The weather canceled our Northern Illinois walk, and my son and my brother said, "Let's go walk." And that picture that you just put up was at the city hall building, and we just walked around that, walked around the property there, and everybody just joined together and did it. They just pulled together, and you know, that just means so much to me. You know, just to see how much they care and love, and they're there for me. That takes away a lot of the pain.
Okay. There's no stopping the jury family. That's what I'm hearing from this. Not the weather, not cancellations. No, it's not stopping you guys.
No.
Oh, I love that. And I love that the whole crew
Never give up.
was, never give up. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. We'll keep fighting, just like Andy Grammer says.
Yeah.
I love this. The walk is the biggest support group. 100%. 100%. And you were dead on when you said that, Doug. There's something unexplainable. You just don't realize until you get there, because we can say this until we are blue in the face about what the vibe is on walk day, but nothing describes it. It is unlike anything you can ever imagine unless you are there and you just feel this. There is just this sense of community like I've never experienced anywhere else. This is such a heartbreaking disease, and we know what the result is. Again, this is a disease surrounded by death and horrible things. But I mean, even these conversations, there's so much love. There's so much hope. There's just so much community and supporting each other. And you feel all of that on walk day. Everybody is there loving each other, supporting each other, cheering each other on. And just doing some really incredible things. It's beautiful to witness.
Yeah, it is. And just to see, you know, people that are further along, I've been able to walk at every walk, and just to see the people in our support group come together, and nothing stops them. You know, they can't walk the whole walk. They're in wheelchairs. It doesn't matter. They're there, and they're inspiring.
Mm-hmm. So are you. You're a part of that. Absolutely. Well, you kind of alluded to it. I was going to ask you, but you sort of already answered my question. So we will see you in 2025. Paws Patrol is coming back for the 5th year.
Oh, yeah. We'll be there.
I love it. With extra members now since the family's growing.
Yes. There'll be at least one.
I love it. This would be beautiful if she takes her first steps at Walk ALS.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, I'm going to root for that, actually. I'm going to really root for that. Let's find a way to make that happen. I don't know which one of your kids is pregnant, but you pass that note on. Let's make that the goal, guys. The first. Well, and you've done some decent charitable donations out of this walk. Your team has raised, I'll let you say it, in the time that you've had Paws Patrol going, how much has your team raised for the fight against ALS?
It's right at the 16,000 mark, I believe.
Awesome. That is so cool. That is so, so cool. And I do want to touch on this because I think this is really important. Because at the end of the day, you guys hear me talk about it, and Giving Tuesday again is right around the corner. So if you are thinking of making a donation, I'd love for you to keep ALS United in mind. And so, Doug, straight from you, I want you to express to people, how do you feel from those donations? Because you're getting you're actually reaping the benefits of these donations. You get to take part in what ALS United offers and the services, which we'll touch on in a second. But what would you say to those who are donating? Where does that money go?
Uh, well, number one, it changes our lives. Um, I was just at the clinic, ALS clinic, and just mentioned a couple things that my progression has shown and that's happening. And, our heroes, Germana, just jumped all over that, and I got the equipment I need. When people donate, they are being caregivers to people who are suffering from ALS. Yeah. They're helping them deal with that disease with equipment. Obviously, the funding goes to research, and we need that. We need the research because we need the treatments and we need a cure. So, I would, whatever you can do. It's a disease that takes people way too fast. It's a disease that doesn't have a cure, and we need to find that. And the biggest way is through funding.
Yeah. And like you mentioned, there are so many services that we're so lucky at ALS United to be able to provide. Like you said, the equipment, when you need something, it's there for you. You make one phone call, and our entire care services team, they are absolute superstars.
They are.
Yeah. There's nothing that will stop them from tracking down, no matter where it comes from, no matter what they have to do to make it happen. They are there to get you whatever it is that you need. Our support groups, as you've said, you've gotten to take advantage of, and just making all of that happen, getting into the clinics, all of these things, guys, are completely free to Doug, to anyone battling ALS. He's not paying a dime for any of these. He's getting into trials. It's advancing our research, and all of that is because of you. It's because of your donations. It's because of your volunteering. It's because of you sharing this show, sharing his story, telling your neighbor about ALS, bringing them to the walks. All of that makes a huge difference and gets us closer and closer to ending this disease. So, Doug, is there anything that you would like to say to those that have donated to this fight?
Oh, I can't thank people enough. And my family knows. I'd have to go get the Kleenex if I start talking too much about it, but I can't thank them enough. They are really our heroes. They not only donate themselves, but they go out and, knock on the door, knock on the hearts of other people, and bring in more donations. I can't thank them enough. They are our heroes. And I just hope that it never, well, I do hope that it stops, because I hope there's a cure and that we don't have to do this anymore. But it means so much to us. I would just encourage anybody out there that's watching, don't give up. Don't stop fighting. Don't stop fighting for us. And, one of the biggest ways is doing fundraising and supporting ALS United, that so they can take care of us. All you got to do is say something, and then you got to get out of their way, because those ladies they get it done. They are the best.
That's because you're the best. They would say the same thing. I know, Jemana, you guys are watching. You would say the same thing. Every single every single patient that we service. You guys are the absolute best, and that's what keeps everybody here at ALS United. We believe this to our core. This is what we do, and we wake up every day so excited to interact with you guys, talk to you guys, be at support groups, to get you everything you need so that you can have all of that stuff taken off your plate and focus on those memories you were talking about, getting to spend time with your family, getting to make your life a little bit easier in this bigger picture so that you can make memories and moments. Yeah. I knew Jemana would be right here to chime in on that one. Agreed. Thank you, Doug and Susan. Happy and safe Thanksgiving to all of you. Right back at you, Jemana.
Yeah.
Doug, that is beautiful, and I love that. And I really like being able to have people hear straight from you, someone that has had experience, that you've got to take advantage of these services, that you've got to experience everything that ALS United has. So it's really powerful for people to hear straight from you where that money's going to, how it's impacted your life, so they can know that they are making a difference. Like you said, it's changing your life.
Yeah, huge difference.
I love it. I'm not going to try to make you cry. I swear that's not the goal here. I'm not going to do it. I was going to ask you a couple more questions that'll dig a little deeper, but I'm not going to do that to you. I won't do it to you. I'm so happy you're here. Like I said, I'm so bummed it took us this long to meet each other.
Yeah.
I'm so thankful that this show has brought us together. You have the most beautiful smile and the most beautiful energy, an incredible family. It is awesome to see Paws Patrol keep on growing, keep on joining everything. I have a feeling that there's going to be some news about some more support groups happening, and we're going to give that one to you. We're going to chalk that up to Doug making it happen.
Yeah, awesome.
Jemana, get on that. Absolutely.
Yeah, so she'll get on it. I'm sure I'll hear from her.
I love it. No, I love that you guys have that. And there's so many other people too within the community that I can't wait for you to meet, that we were talking about on the phone. I want to connect all of you guys because I think you would just get along so incredibly well. And speaking of all these just amazing moments, we've talked about some really cool stuff tonight, and I really thank you for sharing your story. And I'd love to end every show with just a fun little challenge. And for you, this could go any direction because you've got so many interests between health and wellness and just support and all of the great things that we were talking about tonight. So we're going to throw something out there for our viewers that they can do in your honor. So what would you like those who are watching to do, not only in your honor, but in the honor of Scott, who is watching the show, all those that are fighting and in this battle with you, battling ALS? What would you like our viewers to do?
Oh, I've been thinking about this all day. I spent a lot of time working out, and none of that is bad. But I guess I would just challenge people to be present. Your family, your friends. I've had to stop and look more and watch more and pay attention more, because I'm not able to run around and do things physically. So I would challenge people to pay more attention to that, and not take advantage of what you have, and would also encourage them to support ALS United and join us in our walks, join us in our fundraising, and we need the support, and we need to find a cure for this. So be present. Pay attention to your loved ones, to your friends, and be there for them. I don't know. I get all mushy, but
I love it.
we need the support. We need them to support you guys at ALS United and to take care of us.
Always. Always. I couldn't have said it better, Doug. Thank you so much. You are just, like I said, you just have the most beautiful spirit. You are such an amazing guy, an amazing family. And thank you. I have nothing. Thank you doesn't even seem big enough, but thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for being an advocate and for spreading the word and shining a light on this and doing it with so much grace and hope and inspiration. So thank you for being you.
Thank you. Thank you for being here and doing what you do.
This is a love fest. I just want to hug you right through. The only time I'm upset that this is, we're far apart and this is through the screen. I would reach through and hug you if I could.
Zoom stuff, yeah.
Yes. Absolutely. Well, Doug, thank you, thank you, thank you. I cannot wait for next year's walk, that new family member, to see what Paws Patrol brings to the table. Then I know that all of your buddies are anxiously awaiting the next support group meeting where you guys can all be back together again, and have a wonderful holiday. Have an incredible Thanksgiving.
You too. Thank you. Thank you. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
You too. You guys, see, I promise I did not let you down. He is such an amazing guy, again, with that infectious smile. And you heard it. You heard it straight from him. Guys, I want to challenge all of you to do that, to not take anything for granted. Tell those that you love them. Get out there, enjoy the moments, and be present. Let's try to make that a goal. And when you do that, think about Doug. Think about Scott. Think about all of those that are going through this battle. And let's be so incredibly thankful, especially in this holiday season. Let's be thankful for all of the amazing things we have in our lives. I'm sending so much love out to all of you. Thank you to the Sunflower Hour family. You guys are incredible. Have the most beautiful holiday. I will see you again on December 17th for the next live episode of Season Sunflower Hour. Until then, everybody, be bright and absolutely get out there and shine your light.